Well, hello, boys and girls. It is once again your favourite grumpy granny from Groggy's Patch. We're talking today about emergencies, and you've seen some of the nasty things that can happen to family members. Or maybe the emergency is just you. You've got a bump on the head and have to go to the hospital to be bandaged up. And now you've got a headache and you can't sit on the computer all day and do your listings. What are you going to do? What's going to happen to your eBay store if you happen to have one of these emergencies? If someone has a baby and you have to rush off to babysit? If your grandson or your child crashes into something and ends up in hospital? Like if your elderly mother falls over? What are you going to do? Well, that's what we're going to talk about today. I'm going to show you how to make a draft bank so that if you have an emergency in the future, everything will be fine. Let's get into it. To help us in case we have an emergency of some sort is create what's called a draft bank. And it's pretty simple to do. Let's just say that every day you are listing 5 things on eBay. So what you need to do to create your draft bank is actually start by listing your 5 that you're going to do every day, and then you're going to list one extra thing. When you list that one extra thing, we're going to schedule it so that it's for the next day. How do you do that? Okay, let's go in. I've got some drafts here. What we're going to do is we're going to go into drafts because I've already got something prepared in here. So I've got a Jim Beam hat, a trucker cap. I've 3/4 finished the listing on, so I've got my photos in there. I've got my title, and I've filled out most of these item specifics, and I've filled in the condition, and I've prepared my description. And then we're going to come down here to where the price is and fill in your price for your item. This is for your one extra that you're going to do. And then you're going to come to here where it says schedule your listing and just flip that little button there to schedule your listing. The first day that you do this, what you're going to do is you're going to put it in the next day. So today's the 27th, so we're just going to make it the 28th. You can decide whatever time you want it to go live. I'm going to say that most people wouldn't get out of bed before 10 o'clock on a Sunday, or they're mad if they do. So I'm going to have it go live at 10 o'clock. Postage policy is correct. So that's all we have to do. So it's just a matter of flicking that scheduling button on and choosing when you want to schedule this listing for, and then we're going to go list it. Now that won't show up in your active listings because it is scheduled to not be active until tomorrow, but you can see it because if you actually go into here where it says scheduled, your scheduled listings will actually show up in here. Now let's just pretend that these ones aren't there and that we've got our one Jim Beam which is going to go live tomorrow. So tomorrow we're going to list your 5 for the day and your one extra for your draft bank. But what's going to happen is that this is going to compound over time. This is going to go live. This Jim Beam hat here is going to already go live. So that's one of your 5, but you're still going to list another 5. You're going to list your 4 to make up the 5 that'll be live. Then to list your 5th one, you're going to put that into your draft bank, so schedule it for the next day. And then you're going to list another one because every day you're going to do that one extra new listing, making 6 that you're adding into your draft bank. So the next day you're going to have 2 ready for your draft bank, and as you can see that will compound over time. This is going on a couple of days. I've now got 3 in my draft bank, so when I go to list my 5 I only list 2 to send live, and then I have 3 to schedule for the next day, and then I have my one extra that I'm going to schedule for the next day, which will give me 4. And then the following day you'll do it and you'll have 5 scheduled, which will mean all of the 5 that you do list plus your one extra will create the whole 5 for the following day and one extra the next day. And as you'll see, that will just keep compounding to the point where till you get about 1 to 2 weeks of scheduled listings that are just going to go live, and then you have got that bank of emergency listings building up over time. You'll have 2 weeks sitting there that if anything was to happen, they are going to still go live and eBay is going to still be kept active for you. Brilliant idea, isn't it? So essentially the listings that go live every day will be going live from your actual draft bank. And you'll be just adding to the back of it. The front ones will go live. You'll be adding more to the back. So you're always going to have that buffer And it's up to you how big that buffer is, whether it's 1 week's worth, whether it's 1 weekend's worth, 2 weeks' worth, up to you.